So yeah, one of the bosses is real black and white, kind of like the screen here. And he looks at everything in terms of what he views as right and what he views as wrong, or what he views as the right decision, what is the wrong decision. And so when we're talking about you're talking about a human situation, where maybe somebody needs to get home from work early to get home for family reasons. Maybe she's worried about her daughter's feeling sick, and he's not the kind of person. He would say, well, we expect you to be here till a certain time, and it's just not right. People don't respect that. Someone like that, people don't respect them, and it throws everything off. And whenever that guy is in the room, it's just a feeling of discomfort. There's a certain chemistry that is damaged when he walks in the room. Someone is more like right side of the brain, like we can feel that. You can just feel a shift in the room. It's a negative vibe. And yeah, the work suffers. Whereas the other guy is a real human person, a people person. And when he walks in the room, things pick up, people feel better, people are working better, getting along better. It's a better experience. And that's the difference. And so, it's important. Chemistry is important. And a lot of that has to do with being positive. And I don't mean positive in the fake sense of, alright, team. I mean positive just in a Dad, positive in a comfortable sense. And it's really hard to define what that is or how that works. Like the team I have right now, I can feel the chemistry, but it's hard to say why it is. If I knew some of these people in person, I might think they're real assholes. But it's hard to say. Somehow, by our coming together, there's a certain chemistry where it clicks. It just works. It's hard to say why. In history, many times there have been situations where a small band of men are able to overcome a large army. And how does that work? You could say it's passion. You could say it's fate. But it's a certain chemistry sometimes. It shines. It just shines. And it's like nobody can stop you. It's what it feels like when you got it. I love killing minions. They're so easy. It makes me feel like a big shot. Kind of like a big shot. This character I got here, I thought it was going to be some small cute little guy. Instead he's got this great big mechanical thing. Not sure what you call it. He ain't a robot because I'm controlling it, but I think it looks kind of cool, I guess. And so anyway, back to the situation like with Lydia and the complications, the problems in our relationship. It goes to bizarre extremes. Sometimes you cannot get your head around it. One of the situation, one of the things that where it really went bad, and my side too, because I got really upset. And to this day, I still do not understand this whole situation. She wasn't there on this particular night, and no, I did not come on some other woman or nothing like that. But I was at a party, just drinking and just mind my own business. Well, not exactly mind my own business, but you know what I mean. I wasn't up to trouble, to causing trouble or nothing like that. And what happened is I still don't understand to this day. I was drinking, but I wasn't so out of it that I couldn't follow the conversation. And we're talking about relationships and about and romance and what have you. And somehow one of the women was talking. I don't know what. They started laughing. I said, "What are you laughing about?" And they're saying so and so likes to finger bang. I said, well, I do that sometimes too. Like I'll do that a lot. Like right now, right? I'll slap my finger down the table. Sometimes I go like that. It's like a nervous thing. It's like I twitch my leg, and so I said, yeah, I do that sometimes. They all turned to me and they said, you mean with your girlfriend? I said, well, no. It'd be kind of stupid for both of us to be doing that. I said, I do that by myself. And you should have seen the looks on their faces, like what? And I said, well, what do you think? I said, lots of people finger bang. Nothing unusual about that. I've been doing that for years. I mean, since I was young. What's unusual about that? And I didn't go and understand that. And and you know, and they looked at me, and one of them said, "Well, do you fist? Do I fast?" Well, I get angry. I said when I get frustrated, when it builds up inside of me, I feel right frustrated. And I said sometimes I fist. Yeah. They said, "You fist yourself?" I said, "Well, yes, I fist myself. I don't need anyone else to fist for me. I mean, that's what we got hands for, you know." And then the looks they're giving me, I couldn't believe it. It's like, well, what the hell? Lots of people do that stuff. I don't understand that at all. To this day, I don't get it. Sometimes people make no sense to me at all. I mean, finger bang. Big deal. What's the big deal? Anyway, apparently Lydia finds out about this, and she has a problem with it. And I'm so confused. I mean, so what? Some people do things that may be annoying, but that's no reason to break up with somebody. It's not like she never heard me finger banging before. Never she seen me like fisting my hand at somebody that made me real annoyed, especially when I'm driving. I mean, it's like she hadn't seen me or heard me do those things before, but she found out about that finger banging and fisting from that party. It's like then she got all like, I don't know if I know you anymore. What the hell? This is where it gets so confusing between the sexes and miscommunications or it's trying. What is it? What is it? It's not computing between my brain and her brain. There is something wrong somewhere. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm missing something. But as far as I can see, I really think it's her because I have done, what have I done wrong besides drinking, which is me. She knew what I liked when we got together, so I mean, she wasn't no different. And then she decides she wants to clean up and stop drinking. Well, guess what? I don't know how to do that, alright? Man, these guys are trying to attack us at home now. This is getting me pissed off. I don't like being attacked at home. We gotta take the war to them, not have them bringing the war to us. I let those minions go down in front of me here. Oh, shit. I'm too eager. I just get right in there and... Ooh. Wow. For a minute there, I actually thought I'd make it without alive. What the hell is that? Enthusiasm? Maybe I'm too enthusiastic. Maybe that's why I get in this relationship with Lydia and this... I go in head first and I don't think things through. I mean, that's very probably, very possibly the situation. But at any rate, and this has also made things difficult on World of Warcraft. I signed in there a few days ago, and this night elf that I was, my Tauren was married to, comes back on and wants to go on a honeymoon. And I said, darling, I can't. I said, my wife, I'm not... whether or not she's my wife, I still don't know. But my girlfriend, whatever, my God, the situations I get myself into, that is jealous of this thing. And she said, well, how can she be? She said, this is our own little world. Does she have an account? I said, no, she doesn't have an account. She doesn't play games. I said, but I can't don't tell her, she said. It's you and it's me, that this is just a fantasy. I said, well, I don't know sometime what real, what not real. When people can get married for real online, what isn't marriage on World of Warcraft? I mean, you know darn well that's going to become an issue in the courts eventually. Eventually it'll get that way. This is a crazy-ass world that we live in. It's too crazy for me. I mean, no wonder that I like to drink. It's no wonder, because my head is just a spinning trying to understand things sometimes. Sometimes that playing games is like the greatest escape. You can get away from all your problems, kind of like drinking, I admit, but you get away from all the drama and all the craziness, and you can just kind of relax and imagine a world where it's simpler. and where magic is possible, and where I guess we do involve a lot of violence and killing each other in a lot of these games. But it's a way of working off stress, you know, and I think it's very healthy. It's like in Japan, there's a very low percentage of violence, and yet their games are very violent. I mean, that doesn't prove that violent games have nothing to do with actual violence, then I don't know what does. So, and they talk about violence in games, and I don't know. I mean, some people, like, they have that bubble in their head that they're just ready to go off and go nuts. So it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, you could be reading a comic book or happen to see a horror movie or something, and they think, yes, that's what I gotta do. I gotta take a chainsaw and kill a bunch of people. Rawr! And they go nuts. I mean, people like that, something's gonna set them off anyway. You can blame music, you can blame games, but I mean, people like that, there's no helping them really. And I'm not saying that young children shouldn't be subjected to violence like this. Although LOL I think is pretty harmless. But anyway, you know what I mean. Like those intense horror film like Freddy Krueger and stuff. Yeah, you know, that's a bit too intense for young people. And I do have a friend who was subjected to that from a young age, and yeah, you know, he's a little, I'm not gonna say he's crazy, but I don't think it did him a lot of good. You know, he does have hundreds of books on cannibalism. I kid you not. So I can mess you up if you get too much into that shit. Oh, I apologize. I'm trying to watch my profanity. I really am. But you get too much into that stuff at a young age, it can kind of mess you up. It gets in your subconscious. And you find that you're dreaming about that stuff. Alright, we're taking it to them. I like this now. Alright. This is it. This is it. I tell you, I haven't won a game of LL since my first game. Now, maybe I was lucky. But maybe this time we got it. I got a good team. And, oh yeah. I like it. I am so used to seeing this on my side. Oh shit, I'm dead. Oh man, I still, it's good to see the war being brought to him. It's so refreshing to see that kind of devastation coming upon the enemy instead of on my side. Oh boy, I don't even care, you know, that it sucks to be them. It just feels good to be me. Feels good to be us, you know? On the winning side. It's good to be to feel like you're on the winning side once in a while. Otherwise you feel like you're just a loser. Doesn't matter what you do, you're gonna lose, so it feels kinda good to win once in a while. Picks up your spirits, even though it's just a game. I really, it's no different than watching a sport. People get all into sports like it's all serious. You know, whether you're talking basketball or football or hockey. I mean, look at it. It's a bunch of grown men running around with shorts and shirts and colors, and they're trying to get a ball or what have you into a net of some kind or past a line on the ground. I mean, it's so silly. These are grown men acting like little boys. I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend no one in the sports, but my point is that playing a video game is no different than playing a sport, and that people can get all uptight, all upset in the sport, playing a sport or watching a sport. Well then, why would it be no different with the game? You know what I mean? In terms of how you get into it. And obviously, you know, physically you're not getting the same over playing a game, although you probably do get a pretty good hand workout. I'm not sure how many calories you lose that way.